Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Gayon din ang mga kapatid na mga nakikibahagi sa ating pagsamba through live streaming. Isa sa mga paborito na subject ng mga painters ay itong event we call traditionally as the Transfiguration of the Lord. Several rendition of this event in the life of Jesus. And there are certain difference or emphasis in each painter, no? And the mysterious dimension of this, of course, is difficult to capture just as many contemporary men and women today in our modern culture known for its skepticism, no, difficult to accept this fact of the transfiguration of the Lord, and difficult for them to understand the meaning of this event, because it is precisely expressed in through means or literary means and images to express this, what we call in theology, the theophany or the revelation of God. However, Saint Luke, the evangelist of today, has introduced details that permit us to discover with better understanding and realism the message of this event in the life of Jesus, which many, as I've said, finds it strange and improbable. From the beginning, it indicates already that Jesus goes up with his closest disciples to a high mountain simply to pray and not to contemplate the transfiguration. Everything happens during the prayer of Jesus. As the gospel today tells us, while he was praying, his face changed in appearance. Jesus, profoundly involved and recollected in prayer, welcomes the presence of his Father, and his countenance, his physical appearance changed. The disciples perceived something of his identity more profound and hidden, something that they cannot capture in their ordinary dealing with him in daily life. And this is the first purpose, I think, of this transfiguration of Jesus, that in the spirit or in the climate of prayer, he transfigured and revealed his true identity as the Son of God, as God himself. In the life of Jesus' followers, there is no shortage of moments of clarity or certainty or of joy and light. We don't know what happened really on top of the mountain, but we know that in prayer and in silence, it is possible to have a glimpse from faith, of course, something of the hidden identity of Jesus. This prayer is the source of a knowledge that cannot be obtained from books. And this is listening to testimonies of Christians, how their life of prayer has enabled them to understand the will of God, difficult as it is to accept, especially in moments of dryness, of darkness. Yet it is precisely in the spirit of prayer where people, where Christians receive the light. Maybe this is a great consolation for all of us who are human. Maybe we cannot, the transfiguration is properly to Jesus, and ultimately, maybe in the end, at the end of our life, in the parousia, where we will be transformed like He is, but for now, we share the precariousness of our bodiliness as human beings. Yet, as the gospel of today indicates, it is in the spirit of prayer, of communion and communication with His Father, that this experience of transformation, of transfiguration occurred. It is instructive also for us. It is important to realize also that it is in our communion in prayer, in communion and nearness of Christ, that there is change, a profound change in our life. Not in the physical appearance, but in our interiority, in our kalooban. So the journey of Lent, actually, as they say, is not a journey to something external, but rather it is a journey into my interiority. There we meet Christ. There we can listen to Him. There we can be transformed and transfigured. In a world where there is so much controversies about external things, appearances, the Lord is calling us today. No, the journey is to your heart, to our hearts. And like Jesus, we need also the help of an atmosphere of prayer and silence to listen to Jesus. As His practice, Jesus needed to go away to a deserted place to pray, to listen to His Father, to commune with His Father. Maybe this season of Lent is a time also not only to deprive ourselves just for the sake of depriving ourselves of things that we enjoy, but rather to help us remove the clutter and listen to God, to Christ. No? And that is one way of entering into this spirit of Christ, praying and in His transfiguration. We cannot listen, we cannot be transformed by Christ, by His Word, if we do not listen to Him. And it is difficult to listen to Him if we do not keep or observe or provide ourselves moments of silence, to listen to our hearts, to our consciences. No? Because sometimes what we are bombarded with, we think that these are the truths. But it is only in looking sincerely into our hearts where there we cannot feign, we cannot fake ourselves before God. There you can be you truly before God. Then maybe we can grow in this transformation, this transfiguration, no, as children of God. And this is our hope, that as we continue to journey and follow Christ here on earth, hopefully that we will join, that we will share the glory of Christ as expressed in the second reading today. Christ, who is our God, who has won over sin and death and wants us to share that fullness of His glory. And we start now this process, this transformation, this transfiguration of our hearts, of our consciences, of our interiority, by listening, by praying, communing with Christ. Amen.
Please rise.